Swingers Guide Real Stories.
So a guy told this story. His wife is really outgoing, very sweet, but outgoing, not timid in any way. And so she was a swinger and he was a swinger. And because of a fluke on Facebook, a person at their job or volunteered to work at her job, reported her as a swinger. And so, which was wrong. But so she was going on one day, and her boss came and saw her at home and said, kind of the like underboss of the boss, said that she was afraid that she was being coerced into sexual behavior and swinging, and that she didn't understand the morals of it. How could she be so immoral if she was doing that? And so the person, said, well, there's constitutional principles of privacy and free association. I could associate with anyone I want. You didn't see me have sex with other people. You just saw that I was in a group. And she said, right. And then she just said, it's none of your business. And she tried to smooth out the conversation. Well, she pointed it out to the CEO of the company that was completely inappropriate. Now, the catch to all this is that this is a counseling place. This is a place that counsels family counseling and marriage counseling and all this stuff. And her question to this lady, which was really appropriate, she said, well, where's your counselor for swingers, for ethical non-monogamy? Where do you recommend that? Which one of your counselors talks about that with people? Of course, there wasn't, because they had never thought of it, and it's like up to 14% of our population. So maybe they should be thinking about this stuff. They want compensate. I mean, you counsel somebody to try and help them. If you really want to help them, why would you have this as part of your company? Why wouldn't you have counselors that help with monogamy and ethical non-monogamy, and people who don't want monogamy? I mean, that's something that's major. And people whose spouses don't want monogamy, but they do. So where's their counseling for this information? It's like, oh God, they're just so out of touch. Okay, bye.
Swingers Guide Real Stories.
So there's a question on the internet about Blue Chew and Royal Honey. And it turns out that they're basically Viagra mixed in with other stuff to make it seem like it's not Viagra, but it's usually some sort of erection dysfunction, ED medicine put into it to make it work. There are some herbs that can help if you have a tendency towards that problem, and like Miriam punum and goatweed and some others. I'm not recommending them. I'm just saying that they're out there. You should go to a nutrition store too. So if you're starting down the road of maybe a little bit of dysfunction or a little more difficulty with arousal or erection, go to the health food store and talk to them for a while and try those. Those can help for years. And then when you're older, you might try the Viagras and the other medicines. But just don't be fooled by what you would consider like street market stuff. And so overuse of alcohol, overuse of marijuana can both have an effect on arousal and erection. So those are things you might want to look at. I recommend that you also try exercise. Do 2 to whatever miles a day your doctor recommends. Talk to your doctor about exercise and maybe less caffeine in the daytime. Caffeine at night can help with arousal because it's all about blood pressure in some cases. And so not taking it down or like alcohol and taking it up or like caffeine can help you to have an erection success. Also, and I give this recommendation to all guys, if you're not erected in the first 10 minutes, think about this, the first 10 minutes, if you're not erected, you're absolutely normal. Because it takes sometimes 10 minutes or more to get arousal. If you're stressed, if the woman in front of you is beautiful and you should be like pointing at the ceiling, it might not be you. It might be because you're nervous. Nerves work against guys and girls too in sexual orgasms. So stop, get to know the person a little bit. It also helps her orgasm. Now, women tell me that just being with a nice guy, talking first helps. Getting relaxed a little bit, not drinking too much helps. So that's what women tell me too. Guys that are more about them than themselves are really a turn on too. So you need to find that kind of guy for a sexual partner. Anyway, this is just a little.
Swingers Guide Real Stories.
Okay, so I was asked this recently, but it's about creamy pie. I'm not going to say what a creamy pie is. You can look it up on the internet. That's not censored. But basically, it turns people way off sometimes, and it turns people on. People that have a aversion to disease and or bodily fluids get turned off by it and often, and sometimes it's messy and smelly, and so that doesn't turn them on. The other one is about gangbangs, and I won't say what that is online either, not in this one. But it also is like one person, multiple partners, and that has varying degrees. Sometimes it's official, sometimes it just happens at parties, and sometimes it's a turnoff to the husband or the wife. It's a turnoff to some to see. They don't want to then follow up with that partner or that person because of possible disease, because of possible other problems. So it is something that you have to kind of know in advance whether that interests you or not. I was asked to be part of one, and I said it doesn't really interest me. But I appreciated the question. I was very respectful and kind to them. But it's something that you need to know about yourself. Is that something that you're interested in?